Hi guys, I think I've gone live. Yes, I have. I'm just going to wait for some of you to join in. I will start in another minute or so once a few of you join in. Till then, let me just tell you all a little bit about myself. My name is Tejasvi and I'm a chef as well as a chocolate maker. I make bean to bar chocolates. I have a brand by the name of All Things Chocolate and my patisserie is called Dessert and I live in Jaipur. And yeah, so this is what I do. I think a few of you are joining in. Oh, hi. Okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. So today I plan to make something delicious, super easy. So I'm sure a lot of you love apple pie and apple cinnamon as a combination in general, at least I do. So I'm going to show you all how to make an apple cinnamon cake, which is very, very simple, no fuss whatsoever. I'm going to show you all how to do this step by step so that while you guys are at home, and I hope you guys are all safe and sound at home and so are your families, you can bake this for your families. I think your house is going to smell amazing for sure with the scent of cinnamon and apple. And of course, I think this is a people's pleaser completely. So I think a few of you have joined in. Hello, it is 5 o'clock. Should we get started? If I get a thumbs up to get started, I shall get started. Oh, perfect. I've got my first thumbs up. All right. Let's get started. So with this recipe, you will need about 110 grams of butter. Now, I do not have any unsalted butter at home right now, so I'm using salted butter and so can you. This recipe, if I was adding unsalted butter in this recipe, I would have to add about a pinch of salt. So now I'm not going to do that. If you've got unsalted butter at home, don't forget to add the pinch of salt. I will try and reply back to your questions while I go along. Multitasking my way through this video. So this is soft butter and I'm just going to give it a whisk. Now the idea here is to cream your butter and sugar together. I know a lot of you do not have caster sugar at home. That's okay. You can use granular sugar, but when you're beating it, you really have to put in a lot of effort. That's the only thing. Otherwise, you can totally go ahead and add that. So there goes my caster sugar. This is also 110 grams of caster sugar. And I'm just going to mix this together. Now this method is called creaming method. You need to, so all the mehnat that you want to put in a cake, now is when you do it. You should never over whisk your cake once the dry ingredients have been added. Hello, hi. Okay, hello. So yeah, once the dry ingredients you've added your dry ingredients, never over whisk your cake because your cake is just going to turn out to be really dense and that's not something that we want. So just cream it till it becomes a little pale to look at and most of the sugar has dissolved in. That's why I'm using caster sugar because it will dissolve a lot quicker than granular sugar. A lot of people also ask me, is it okay to add icing sugar? Now the thing is, you can add icing sugar, but don't add the same quantity. You'll have to reduce the quantity a little because it'll just make your cake a little too sweet. So maybe if we're adding 110 grams of caster sugar, you'd probably add about 90 grams of icing sugar. So yeah, that's me creaming the butter and the sugar, and wow, has it become hot in our country now. Yeah, I live in Rajasthan, so it's really, really hot here today. So don't mind me patting my face every now and then with a tea towel because it is really hot. And most of our kitchens, you will agree with me, we don't have fully air-conditioned kitchens, so such is life. But I'm going to show you all how to make this beautiful cake and I shall withstand this heat for that. Not just for you, but also for myself, because by the end of it, I also get to eat this cake. Now, I'm going to add eggs. I've got 2 eggs here. I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. Beat it properly and then add the other one. If you add both the eggs together, your batter will curdle. So just remember to add both your eggs 1 at a time. Don't be in a hurry. Guys, you can ask me any questions. Okay, can you repeat the quantities? All right, so till now I have added 110 grams of soft butter, 110 grams of caster sugar, and now I'm adding the eggs. So there's my second egg. Once both the eggs have mixed in properly, we will start adding all our other ingredients. Okay, I'm just gonna try and see. Can we add egg white only? No, I will not suggest that. You have to add the whole egg in this recipe because egg yolk contains fat, which is very important for a beautiful, nice, light cake. So please add the entire egg. Okay, so look at this. Just want to show you what it looks like right now. That's my egg. Butter, sugar, eggs have gone in. Next step, I'm just going to add a little bit of vanilla, a few drops. You can add vanilla extract. If you are that lucky human being that has a vanilla pod at home, please use the beans. There's nothing better than that. I wish I had it, but I don't. Alright, so that's most of our wet ingredients that have gone in. Now I'm going to add 110 grams of flour. And I've already added about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder in it. Alright, you can sieve the two together. I've already done that. So I'm just going to add this. And now is the step where you do not hurry. Just take your time to mix all the dry ingredients together. Also remembering at the same time not to overbeat it. Okay, I'm just going to stop there for a second and quickly check the cake that I've already put in the oven. Just 1 second. I can smell it and it smells quite good. Look, if I had to bake this cake also in front of you guys, you would have to wait here for a very long time. Let's wait. Okay guys, coming back to this. So I'm just going to mix the dry ingredients together. And once I can't see any more flour, I'm going to stop. Okay? Is it clear to everyone till now? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I think a few people are still joining in. How much baking powder? About 1.5 teaspoons. I am going to leave the recipe at the end of this live chat. I'll just post a picture on Easy Diner story so that you guys can refer to it whenever. Okay, now I've ditched my whisk. I'm just taking my spatula and folding this. Now the great thing about this batter is that you don't have to be in a hurry to bung it in the oven immediately. It does not have baking soda. Now recipes that have baking soda, you need to put them in really quickly because baking soda, as soon as it comes in contact with anything acidic, for example yogurt or buttermilk, it reacts. It starts reacting really, really quickly, so it has to go into the oven very, very quickly. Baking powder, on the other hand, you can wait a little bit, not too long. So this is for the next step because my batter is ready. I can put it on the side, forget about it for a bit. And now comes the apple pie part, which is my most favorite part. Alright, I've got about 1.5 apples here that I have diced. And into this, I'm going to add some cinnamon powder. So you can add as much or as little as you want to, depending on how much you love cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so I'm going to add quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, because of the lockdown, I was unable to find any nimbus, any lemon. I wish I had some lemon. If I had it, I would cut it and I would add the juice of half a lime in this. And it would be amazing. Because I didn't have that, just for a little kick of acidity, I've added a dash of apple cider vinegar. Maybe about 1 teaspoon. And now I'm just adding in some chopped walnuts and raisins to this. And I'm going to give this a mix. Just mix it all together. You can do this in advance as well. Alright. So that's done. And now literally all we need to do is mix these two together. Okay. So I'm going to add about half of it inside the batter now, and the rest of the half I'm going to add on top. So I'm just going to fold this in. Guys, please ask me questions if you have any. Happy to reply back. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this. I lived in London for about 3.5 years. I was doing my undergraduation there, and that is where I learned how to make this cake. I went to a school called Leeds School of Food and Wine, which is also in London. This was before I went to Le Cordon Bleu and learned everything about French pastry making. I love French pastry making, but there's something about a nice tea cake that is just so inviting and so warm. I think you can be the best chef and do the most technical things and make all of that, but nothing beats a good tea cake. I don't know how many of you agree to that. Texture looks great. Yes, it does. I agree with you. Now I'm just going to get a tin which I have lined with a little bit of oil and dusted it with some maida. What is the last two things you added along with apple cider? I added a dash of apple cider vinegar to the apples. So I've got diced apples here and walnut and raisins. So yeah, lined a little bit of oil, dusted it with some maida. No, it is not another kidney bean chocolate, Gautam. I played a prank on the 1st of April, Fool's Day, on Instagram handle of All Things Chocolate, where I told people that I'm going to be showing them how to make chocolate using kidney beans. It was just a prank. So yeah. Any substitute for egg? Good question. I wish there was an exact substitute for eggs in this, but however, I have a recipe that I've given it to a few of my students that come at Cut Chocolate Cake, which is my studio kitchen, and I shall share that on the story once this live chat is over for you all to make it. What are you making? Give us a recap. I'm making an apple cinnamon cake, and while I'm doing that, I'm also sweating because it is hot. Okay, coming back to this, can you all see what I'm doing here now? I've added the batter and I'm just going to gently coax this on the sides of the tin and not to fuss about a lot with this, don't worry. Try and even it out as much as you can. The rest I think your oven can manage very well. Okay, now that this is done, can you provide the recipe for that as well? Yes, I will be providing the eggless recipe too once this is over. Okay. So this is done. Now, the extra part you can just lick because it's one of those batters that deserve a little licking towards the end. Don't feed it to people. Wash your hands later on. Okay. So I've got the rest of the apple filling, which I'm just going to add on top. Because who doesn't need a little extra crunch and some extra apples and some extra cinnamon. Spread it out a little bit. I hope you all can see what I'm doing here. Why is it covered with a foil? Alright, I have covered this with a foil because now I am very used to baking in my kitchen at dessert using ring molds because they come in handy for a lot of other things. So if I'm setting, making an entremet, or if I'm making a lot of other things. So we use a lot of ring molds and we don't really have these ones there at dessert because it kind of takes up a lot of space. And we've got a rod there and we just put all the rings on that rod and take it out whenever we want to. But you can just dust this tin with a little bit of oil and some flour. Okay, so once this is gone in, can we do the same? Yes. Oh, sorry. Can the same batter be used for an upside down pineapple cake? Yes, it can actually. You can add any fruit that you want to. Mangoes are in season. Please feel free to add some mangoes, chopped diced mangoes with some cardamom or cinnamon or whichever spice or no spice depending on how you like your cake. Okay, so this is ready. Now all that's left to do is bake it in an oven. You need to preheat your oven at 180 degrees and you will bake this cake for about 35 to 40 minutes. It takes that much time is because there are a lot of apples in this cake, and apple will release its moisture, because of which the cake will take a little longer to cook from the center. You will check it with a skewer, and once your skewer comes out clean or your toothpick comes out clean, that's when you know your cake is ready. So that's point number one. Point number two, a lot of people tell me when they put their cake in the oven that it's risen and it's not cooked from the center, but it's browned on top. This cake will brown a little bit because of the next step. I am adding a little bit of raw cane sugar and granular sugar for a bit of crunch. You can add brown sugar if you have that. But whenever that happens to your cake, that it's not cooked from the center, but it's browned from on top, and you feel like it's about to burn in the oven, the best thing to do is just to take a piece of foil paper and just loosely place it on top of the tin. Just loosely place it on top of the tin so that your cake doesn't burn on top and it still continues to cook and you still have a delicious, yummy cake. Does the ring? Okay. Alright, okay. Now that this is ready to go in the oven, just wait for me for a second. I'll just be back. Just hold on, guys. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've got a tray with me. Every oven needs a tray. Sorry for the lame joke. And now all I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to put my cake here. And this is now ready to go into a preheated oven, 180 degrees. And I will bake this for about 35 to 40 minutes, depending on whenever my cake is cooked. All right. Every oven is different. So whenever you see a recipe that says 30 minutes, please always remember that every oven is different, and your oven can take a little longer for it to bake. All right. So while I put this in to my oven, I have a surprise for you. That's how this cake looks. All right. Let me show you. Okay. How do you do this? All right. So guys, that's my cake. It does brown, like I told you, because I've added some granular sugar. If you add brown sugar, it will take on a little more color. So don't worry about that. Now, all there's left to do is a little final flourishing of icing sugar. Now this step is optional. If you don't want to do it, it's completely okay. I just feel like icing sugar just makes tea cakes look stunning. Alright, this is when you're like, family, come together, get your cup of tea ready. I may not be in England right now, but I can bake a really good tea cake. Alright, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'm just going to show you what it looks like on top quickly. And this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Okay, a lot of you are asking for the recap. Quickly going through this once more. I creamed salted butter and caster sugar together. Added 2 eggs, one at a time. Beat that quite a bit. Stopped, added my flour and a little bit of baking powder. Mixed it in a little bit, not too much. I didn't overbeat it, otherwise my cake would be super dense. Ditched the whisk, took my spatula, just gave it a final fold and that's about it. Then I made my apple pie filling, which was basically just diced apples, a squeeze of lime if you've got lime, so half a lime, or lemon. I didn't have that. I just added about half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar for a bit of tang. Added some cinnamon powder, depending on how much cinnamon you like. I added some walnuts and raisins. Now you can add whatever other nuts you like. Completely depends on you. Feel free to experiment with this recipe and mix the two together, put it in a lined tin, and now it's baking for at 180 degrees for about 30, 35, 40 minutes, depending on when it's cooked from the center. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. I hope you all try this recipe. If you do tag me, do tag Easy Diner, and I shall leave the ingredient list on the story once I have ended this live chat. It was a lot of fun. Bye guys, stay safe, and keep washing your hands, be healthy. Bye.